I have a few questions for all you guys out there that think it's not cool to drink Plexus Slim. Do you think I mind having a better body? Do you think my wife minds me having a better body? Do you think I mind not worrying about my boss calling me or texting me or talking to me ever? Do you think I mind driving a Lexus? Do you think our kids mind getting picked up in our other Lexus? Do you think I mind being a 37-year-old, 6'1" white guy who can dunk this tiny ball on that basketball hoop? No, I don't. Do you think my wife minds having a personal stylist? Do you think I mind how hot she looks? Do you think I mind the time that Plexus sent me to Hawaii? Or the other time that Plexus sent me to Hawaii? Do you think I mind the fact that they're sending me to Hawaii again? For me, Plexus Slim is about balance. It's about performance. It's about getting the job done. Changing your life. My results are not typical. They're freaking amazing. But what if you could do a quarter of what I've done? Half of what I've done? Or what if you could double it? I dare. Plexus Slim is really light red. Red is the color of blood. And I don't care if it's actually pink. Don't be a pansy little mouse boy. Drink Plexus Slim, like a man.
All right. All right, you guys just heard it from Tim Thomas. Don't be a pansy mouse boy. Yes, everybody in this call is proud as heck to drink the pink drink. Today you're going to hear from some awesome ambassadors in this company. To give you a little background about Plexus. Plexus has been a health and wellness company around since about 2008. They've came out with a fantastic line of products that have helped people get healthy from the inside out, and that healthy feeling eventually turns into some real natural weight loss. Now, what we want to share with all of our ambassadors and potential ambassadors today is a little bit from 4 awesome gentlemen in this group. That video was Tim Thomas, who is an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. He made a great video that we all love, but tonight you're going to hear from some guys in our group, and you're going to hear their story. You're going to hear how Plexus has helped them, both from the health and wellness side and from the financial side. So we don't want to take too much of your time. We know everybody on here has a busy night, so we're going to roll right into some awesome testimonials. Brian is on here. Brian, why don't you take us away? Tell us a little bit about what Plexus has done for you.
Hey, Danny, easy on that gentleman stuff. What's up, guys? It's a great honor to be on this Plexus call, Men of Plexus call tonight. Some of you know me, some of you don't. So I'll give you a quick rundown of my Plexus journey and what it's done for me. I was one of the biggest skeptics in the world when it comes to supplements and weight loss products. So when Plexus came to me, I didn't want anything to do with it. My daughter is a Ruby ambassador, and she's been trying to get me in Plexus for 2 years. And I wasn't having it. I'm probably one of the biggest persons in the world that needed it the most, but I wasn't having it. I was thinking, I'm not messing with this Plexus gimmick. You know, I like I said, one of the biggest skeptics in the world. My wife, being the good wife she is, though, supported our daughter and bought some product from her. And basically, that's where my little sneaky journey began, because back in December, I topped out at 450 pounds, diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. put on 3 different meds for it. Also diagnosed with sarcoidosis. I decided at that time that something needed to be done. I'd hit rock bottom. So one of those days, I don't know. Who knows what you're doing, you know, right? It's December, it's holidays or whatever. I got into the cabinet and that Plexus stuff was up there, you know, that pink stuff. And I was like, man, you know, nobody's around. I literally whispered to myself, what the hell, you know? So I snuck the stuff out of the cabinet. I started taking it. After about 3 weeks, I noticed I was sleeping better. I didn't have acid reflux. I noticed I had a lot more energy. And then I was like, you know what? I'm coming to the end of, you know, the product that I have. So I'm going to have to come clean, you know, and let my daughter know that I need to reorder Plexus because I've been taking the stuff that was in the cabinet. So I had to swallow my pride and call her up and say, listen, hey, I need some more Plexus, you know. She, oh, you've been taking Plexus? Yeah, I've been taking Plexus. So she's like, well, you know, instead of you getting with me in order, why don't you just become, you know, an ambassador, get your stuff wholesale, you know, like I do. And then, you know, you don't have to mess with me or whatever. You can get it when you need it. I'm like, hey, oh, you know, okay. So I did that. I guess it was probably 5 weeks into it. You know, I noticed that my shirt was, you know, wasn't skin tight, my work shirt, you know, and that's when I really realized, hey, you know, there's something going on here. You know, it's just not my imagination now. You know, sleeping better was great. The no acid reflux, waking up at night was great. Lots of energy. I couldn't believe that. You know, 450 pounds, any kind of energy you can get instead of huffing and puffing going upstairs, you know, is a great thing. So that's when I decided, you know, hey, you know, there's something to this. So I really got with it. You know, fast forward basically 9 months after that, you know, I'm down 70 pounds, no longer a type 2 diabetic. I'm off all 3 meds that they had it on. And when I went to the doctor to get treatment for the sarcoidosis, there was so much time in between the initial diagnosis, which was literally 8 months prior to that. And then, you know, I don't know if you guys can see it, but they thought I had cancer. And they did a biopsy here on my neck, and they went into because my lymph nodes were severely swollen. They went down in there, and they said, well, it's not cancer. Great. That's a great thing. And they said, but you do have sarcoidosis. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm getting a second opinion. They kept an eye on it, kept taking CAT scans. The last one I had, I was going into the doctor, and the doctor was sitting there puzzled. And, you know, I said, you know, what's the problem? And he said, he was a foreign doctor. There is no problem. So I said, well, okay, then what's the problem? He said, that is the problem. He said, there's nothing wrong. He said, the CAT scan shows that your lymph nodes are back to normal, and the blood test shows that you no longer have sarcoidosis. So he says, whatever you're doing, keep doing. And I said, you bet, because the only thing I've been doing is Plexus. You know, and he asked me about it, and I told him about it. He said, well, keep doing that. Don't quit. And then he tried to set an appointment for 6 months later to get more money out of me, which that won't happen. But that's needless to say. So no more sarcoidosis, no more type 2 diabetes, down 70 pounds. Awesome, right? Right? Okay. What could be better? Well, I'll tell you. I also make about $400 extra a month, not even trying. You know how nice it was that very first time I got that email from Plexus saying, hey, we sent you some money. And I didn't even know it. That's when I said, I'm going to start working this business in, buddy. So I'm making about $400 extra a month. I no longer pay for my products. You know, that's a great thing. And I'm ready to go to the top of this business. That's why I'm Plexus for life.
Love it, man. Love it. God, you have such a great story, Brian. I mean, and you're in the beginning of the story. So if you're out there, find Brian Potts online, follow him. I can guarantee you he's going to go from this guy to this guy before all of our eyes.
That's right.
Awesome, buddy. All right, well, next up we have Ryan Kent. He is a fantastic Plexus ambassador, and he's going to share a little bit about his story and how he loves and makes money with Plexus as well.
All right, can you hear me all right? Just nod. All right, sounds good. All right, I want to go ahead and jump right into it. Definitely, hey, Brian, great story, man. That's why I love doing this business, is to hear people talk about how it's changing their life. And as a man, our calling is to live a long, prosperous life, to be able to take care of our family, and to be able to hear what you're doing, to be able to live longer and live healthier, to be that husband and that father. That's amazing to me. That kind of serves the purpose right there. For me, my story started about a year prior to Find Plexus. We started in 2013 is when my wife and I got started on our products. But about a year prior to that, I started, kind of looked in the mirror one day and thought, man, thank God I'm married, because I wouldn't stand a chance right now, because there's no way anybody was going to be trying to pick up on me, right? And I put on a lot of weight. I mean, I was probably a good 40 some pounds overweight. And when you're short, the 40 pounds is a lot. So I started exercising and, buying into the programs, and I actually threw up on one of the little tryout programs, just trying to get during the warm up. I was that far out of shape, and started counting calories and doing all the things. And I just didn't really have much results, and I kind of gave up. And I thought, this is what it's going to be like. I'll be hitting 40 soon. I'll just be fat and 40. And there's nothing I'm gonna do about it. Then one day my sister-in-law posted some stuff about this Plexus stuff on the internet or on Facebook. And that week after church, I made her tell me a little bit about it. And I thought, maybe there is something to it. So I invited her over to my house. And the thing was that my wife, which is a senior Ruby in the business now, didn't want to have anything to do with it. Just the thought of being involved in some type of diet thing, which that's what she thought it was, in her stomach, because she had been involved in health and wellness and supplements for a long, long time. And so anyway, we thought, well, we'll hear her out, right? Well, because invited my sister-in-law over and to make sure that she told us about this thing that she got involved in. My wife, she's the health expert and all about the supplements, she fell in love with it right away. And we actually started right away. And I got started on the products, kind of like we was talking about earlier. That first night I woke up, that night, I took it that first day, woke up the next morning, and I'd slept all night. First time I'd slept all night and woke up energized versus waking up tired in a long, long time. And then, so, fast forward just a few months later, I lost 40 some pounds. I went from getting close to 40 to feeling like I was 20. And it was just nice to know that, Plexus changed me from the inside out. I didn't have to do it by just, hard work exercise, which is great, because instead of forcing myself to exercise, had all this energy that I wanted to go out and exercise. So 3 years now, it's great to be on 41 now, and I feel great. It's nice to be able to wear versus the extra large. I wake up early, go to bed late, got tons of energy, and it's been amazing. For my wife and I, for the business, it didn't take me long to figure out that if you share a good thing long enough, you can prosper. That's for sure. So my wife, we have 7 kids. We homeschool our kids. We work from home, and we thought we were just going to start Plexus to be able to get the products wholesale. My wife has been able to turn the Plexus business, and I'm her number one cheerleader. I have another business in the benefits world, and I do, have another, couple of other things to do to make money. But when it comes to Plexus, I like Brian. I like having that word that come from money, because I shared a good thing. I'm actually a senior gold in the business now. My wife is a senior ruby, and to be able to make the part-time money that's coming into us, which is paying all of our bills every month, by helping other people, get healthy and get their life back. And I mean, it's sometimes you just want to pinch yourself as a dream, So anyway, that's a little short of my story. We're definitely Plexus for life. For what it's doing for people, there is no way in the world that I would ever walk away from this business knowing exactly what this does when you have the best products at the best time and the best compensation plan you could ask for. And I tell you what, some real solid men are working in this company. and doing exactly what you're hearing us talk about here tonight. Look forward to seeing you joining us.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much. And, for anybody out there that thinks I'm too busy, remember, Ryan's running a small army over there of 7 children who are being homeschooled. If you can picture 7 children around you and how much you might be able to get done during the day, and his wife being Senior Ruby and him being Seabird Gold, shows you can do this. So awesome testimonial, Ryan. I love it. Next up, we have Jeff. Jeff, why don't you go ahead and head right into your story, my man?
Sure, man. Thanks. Yeah, guys, amazing stories. Brian, I just met you recently, but Ryan, I've known you for, we've been doing this business for a while now, and I've seen you guys just grow as people, and your business has grown as a result of that. You guys have just helped so many people. And actually, I'm, if it weren't for you guys sharing the products, I probably wouldn't be on this call. I know I wouldn't be on this call right now. So I just, thank you for that most off. But I got introduced to Plexus. It's probably how a lot of guys got introduced to Plexus. Their wife was taking the products first. So, and then I could go on and on and on about my wife's story. That is what really changed our lives. But I will not get into the details of that, but I'll just cut to the end of that story. We basically were able to conceive a child naturally without fertility medication. Okay. So that got us like super excited about the products. Happening for Michelle, my wife, and I was somehow still a little skeptical that these products had anything to do with it. I'm ashamed to say that, it's like this was happening in my own house and I still couldn't believe it. So, some of us on this call, Ryan, we live in Missouri, so this is the Show Me state. You got to show me that it works for us. You got to show me that it works for me. Working for her, I was like, well, I don't know if that's going to work for me or not. So the curiosity got the best of me, and I had to try it for myself. And unlike Brian and Ryan's story, I was actually in the best shape of my life to that point when I started Plexus. A bunch of weight prior to Plexus, doing it the old-fashioned way, the real hard way, the counting carbs and calories way. And I was in the best shape of my life prior to starting Plexus. But I still could not get rid of this stubborn. I couldn't get rid of my belly. I'll just say it. Long genes in my family. Around the midsection. We carry our weight around the midsection. And no matter how good I ate, exercise, I could not. And it was getting frustrating. I was just like, hey, let's see what this Plexus stuff does. Tons of people are losing weight. They're burning fat, not muscle. I was into that because I was into fitness. Try it. So I started with the pink drink first, about gut health. So I added ProBio and BioCleanse on there to get my gut in order. And that combination right there, sugar and getting your gut healthy, that's what's going to burn the fat. That's what's going to get that midsection cut and get that belly off. And that is what helped me the most. So that was like my visual results. But I also had these internal things going on too. Blood pressure medication that I had been on since I was 18 years old. So thank God I'm off of that now. And my cholesterol went from like warning levels, the yellow zone, down to like crazy normal levels, where my doctor was actually like so surprised that they moved as much as they did in a single year. Asked what I was doing, and of course I told him about Plexus. So like Brian, he wrote it right in his notes. He said, keep taking Plexus, keep doing what you're doing, so I take that as a stamp of approval right there. Keep doing what I'm doing. So another aspect of my personal life was prior to Plexus, I was in Minnesota. I got a chemical engineering degree. I have a chemistry degree as well. I was in manufacturing as an engineer and a manager. I got like 3 different promotions in about 6 or 7 years for this one company. I was doing well, as quote unquote, compared to what some people would consider well. And I was making good money. As a 20-something-year-old, I was making close to 6 figures. But here's the deal with that. Like, I had no time. With every promotion, became came more responsibilities. I was on call 24/7. I'd work 12 hours in the factory as a manager. I'd be on call 24/7, and I'd still get the 2 a.m. phone calls. What the heck? Like, how am I supposed to unplug? How am I supposed to actually spend time with my family? My family was growing. I have 3 small boys, ages 5, 3, and 1 now. I'd work 12 days at the factory. I'd come home, and I'd only see my boys 1 hour before they go to bed. At the factory, 1 hour with my boys, it wasn't adding up. Like, I couldn't do that for the rest of my career, no matter how much money they paid me. Making good money. I was making fine money, more than I needed. But the deal was I had no time. So what's the point of having money if you don't have any time? But I couldn't just quit, because what's the point of having time and no money? That's just being unemployed. So like you can't, you know, I wanted time and money. And I wanted, you know, just to be honest, I want as much as I can get of both to provide for my family and spend as much time with my family and have time to play with those toys that you buy with your money. I mean, I know so many people in the factory that buy all these expensive toys in the factory all day. They don't have time to actually go out on the boat or drive their ATV or, you know, whatever they're doing. So what's the point of having all those toys if you don't have any time? So how legit these products were, and we started helping more people, and our paychecks started growing and growing and growing. I realized the business opportunity here, and I realized the residual income aspect of Plexus, which I didn't have. I just traded time for money. I was salaried. It was worse. The more hours I worked, the less I made per hour. I mean, that sounds like a terrible deal. So the corporate gig wasn't making sense to me. Plexus really made sense. Residual income, passive income, income you can make while you sleep, literally. That's what Plexus is all about. Helping people. The more people you help in this business, the more money you make. And I'm a gold ambassador. My wife's senior gold, on her way to Ruby as we speak. So, I mean, this is a legit business. So ultimately it came down. So I had to reach a point in my career where I had to decide which way to go. And we just took a leap of faith, and God has provided for us the last 15 months that I've been able to work from home full time with Plexus. I am no longer pursuing an engineering career. So I have some really expensive pieces of paper on the wall, but you know what? They just weren't lifestyle that I wanted for my family. So we just made a change, and God has taken care of us every step of the way here for the last 15 months. So if you're on the fence about Plexus, you're going to have to come to that. You're going to have to decide, what if I go all in? Basically, one of 2 things are going to happen, or it's not going to work. But what if this could change everything? And that is what has done for my family. And I have no regrets about my decision. I'm sure you won't either. So that's just a little bit about my story. What up, man? I love to hear your story too.
Awesome, man. Yes, amazing. And one thing I want to highlight from Jeff's conversation is, exchanging time for money. Like, you got to remember, there's a better way. You don't have to give 8 hours to get so much money. We can do what we need to do from our house. Jeff's been working from home. We can do what we need from our living room. And we don't have to sacrifice 8 hours away from our family, or in Jeff's circumstances, we don't have to sacrifice 12 hours from our family to make our money. He's hit the nail right on the head. You want the time and you want the money. And we're not joking you. All 4 of us, nod your heads. Yes, you can make the money without sacrificing the time. So I'm going to shoot right into kind of my story. My name's Dan Colella. I'm a gold ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I was not looking for Plexus. I'm overweight. I'm a big dude, but I was just like, it is what it is. I'm happy. Again, Ryan's comment was the best. Thank God I'm married, because, no chicks are going to want this right now, but I'm married. So I wasn't looking for it. I found Plexus from another job that I do. I'm a DJ, and I DJ'd this crazy Plexus girls party in Springfield, who happens to be my upline right now, Nikki Westerfield. And I sat through some of the testimonials, but I'm playing music. I'm not really paying attention. I'm not a supplement guy. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to go to the gym, although I've been failing going to the gym for quite some time. But I'm going to do it myself. And I don't know, something clicked with me, something that I saw about what Plexus was doing in people's lives, which was more than weight loss. You know, Plexus, if you guys are just starting to look into Plexus right now, yes, are we a weight loss company? To a point. We do help people lose weight, but we help people with so much more than weight loss, okay? I'm a perfect example of that. Before Plexus, I had a weight issue. I was getting sedentary. I was just tired all the time. I'd go to work. I'd come home. I'd want to sit on the couch. 9 o'clock came around. I'm ready for bed. It's bath time for the kids. Like, gosh, I didn't have the energy to get up. I was losing me. Me was leaving me. The person that I love most, who had energy, high energy, was just positive all the time. I just couldn't get over the fact that I'm carrying this weight around and I feel like crap. In-step Plexus. I started taking Plexus, and I got into Plexus, and I said to myself, my motto was, this time it's going to be me. You know, you watch all those shows on infomercials, and you see those people like, I lost 40 pounds, and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, these people are paid actors or something. I don't know. Who knows who they are? But, you know, this time I thought, this time that's going to be me. I don't know what's holding me back. Why can't I be that person? So I went all in. I started taking Plexus Slim right off the bat. I started taking Plexus Accelerator because I needed to boost my metabolism. I needed to get back on that horse and start changing my life, which I did. Slowly, I started riding a bike. Slowly, I started going on walks. Slowly, my initial goal was to make one good food choice a day. That was it. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I don't know. Just do one, man. That's all you have to do. I started so little and worked my way up. And now I'm to the point where I actually can work out pretty hard 3 times a week. I'm not as tired. It's 10:20 at night. I'm wired as all get out, which is a good thing. I'm still going to sleep well tonight, but Plexus has given me back, which I know that's tough for you to understand because you're not me, but I was heading in a sedentary path of nothing good. Plexus came into my life. Now I'm heading on another path, okay? And let's talk about financials. I did get into Plexus for the financial opportunity. I'm not going to lie. I'm a money-motivated guy. I'm interested in, like Jeff said, to make money and not sacrifice the time. Before I got on Plexus, I re-enrolled in college. I wanted to go after my bachelor's. I had my associates, but I'm like, you know what? I need to step up to this plate. I need to make more money. I'm going to get my bachelor's. And I started to do that. But just like Jeff said, each peg that I'm going to climb up is going to come with more responsibility and more time and less for my family. And I'm going to do that just because I want to make a buck? No, I found a better way. I want to scream it from the rooftops that I found a better way. There is a better way. It's simple. We're not going to go into the compensation plan today, but whoever reached out to you and sent this video to you, you need to reach out to them and have them explain this compensation plan to you. Because to put it simply, instead of Plexus paying millions of dollars to advertise and millions of dollars for storefronts, Plexus pays us, their ambassadors, their workforce, very well to share a product that works extremely well. And some of those products I'm going to go over with real quick. This is Plexus Slim. Plexus Slim is a little shakeable crystal light type thing that you pour in your water once a day. Not a meal replacement. This is what all the guys have been talking about starting. You do this once a day. You don't replace your meal, okay? This is something that's changed all our lives. ProBio 5. This is a probiotic. If you don't know what a probiotic is, look it up. It changes you from the inside out. This is the motto of Plexus. You get healthy from the inside out. You get everything rolling. You'd be surprised what else comes into line. X Factor, which is sort of a souped up multivitamin. If you're already taking a multivitamin and it's on your counter and you bought it from GSC, not because it was the most expensive or it wasn't the cheapest, but it was right in the middle, throw that away. You don't know what it's doing for you. We have testimonials that can tell you exactly what our product does for you. And then I wanted to highlight another product I love, which is Mega X, which is a omega-3, 5, 7, and 9 extract that you get from a flower. And it's no fish oil, so you get this actually from plants. Plexus is all plant-based nutrition. You need to remember that. But this helps me with my workouts, my heart health, and my brain health. So anyway, that's sort of a consensus on what all these men in Plexus are doing. We all are committed to helping people, helping ourselves, and growing spiritually and financially in this company. Not only does Plexus invest in us, but when we invest with Plexus, we get reimbursed well to do that. So anybody, $34.95 is what it costs to join. $34.95 can literally be a decision that might change the rest of your life. Just like what Jeff said, maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. But what if it does? What if you got to lose $35? You can just spend that on coffees or one day out at lunch. So maybe skip lunch one day, reach out to the person that shared this video with you, and talk to them about what it takes to be somebody like we are. If you want some mentorship, if you want some advice, all four of us, I promise you, we'll talk to you personally. We'll talk to you on a Zoom call. We'll talk to you on the phone. You can pick us apart and find out. And what you will find out is that we are no different than you. There is nothing special about us. We're just guys who are passionately sharing products that work. And at the end of the day, we get paid to help people get healthier. That is the logistics of it. And to give you a little bit about Plexus growth, Plexus is doing $50 million a month in sales now. You do not sell that much product with products that don't work. All of our products are backed by a no question asked 60-day money back guarantee. So you take this pill, you take it for 60 days, day 60, you're like, didn't work for me. Guess what? Plexus is going to send you all your money back plus your shipping costs. So there really is no risk. Reach out to the person that shared this video with you and do something that might change your life. It could be the best decision you make. All right, gents. Anybody have anything to add or send off on the way out?
Hey, great testimony, man.
All right. Well, then we're going to wrap it up. We're going to stop this broadcast. Again, $34.95 can change your life. Reach out to the person that shared this with you and help us grow this business and get the word out to everybody, because we know everybody can benefit from Plexus. So bon voyage. Have a great night. Pink drink for life.
Good night, everybody.